Most old campgrounds like I'm in have a big park model I live in the summer, and the black water goes into a tank and gets pumped out, but the gray water comes out and goes into a gray well, which is supposed to collect the water, filter it into the ground, and everything's good. After 20 years, mine stopped working, and we got to start working on it today. Okay, here's my gray well, and all it is in essence is a big round cement cylinder about 5 feet tall, just laid down in a hole with stone on the bottom, and water comes in from my camper, my park model, and just goes in. And it's been doing this for 20 years, and it stopped working. So we gotta take a look at what happened and how we're gonna fix it. I'm bringing you in a little late in the game. When I first opened this lid after 20 years, this was full and water was coming out around it. It was no longer perking down. After 20 years of grease and other stuff from the front sink and the tub and the shower and everything, it slowly plugged down there. So I scooped it out as much as I could with the post hole digger, and this is now starting to drain. In addition, what I did is I bought a heavy duty pole that I did this. And what I'm doing is breaking up any clogs. And that seemed to work. But I also had to go and get, the campground has a pump out truck for septic tanks. I also had to pump this out, and we got as much of the grease and stuff out of the bottom. Now that I got this starting to go down, prevent it from ever getting clogged again. So let's build a grease trap. Okay, here's how I built my grease trap. I took a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket and I measured down and drilled a 2 3/8 inch diameter hole 3/4 of an inch below this lip. And this is where my inlet pipe is going to go. And the reason I'm 3/4 of an inch is so my piece of wood, and this is a piece of 3/4 inch pressure treated plywood, this is going to replace my big cement 2-foot diameter lid. This is now going to be the lid. And this will allow me to take it in and out, clean it out, whatever, if I have to. So this is the inlet pipe's going to go in here. And then I'll slide it on the pipe. All right, there's the hole. I'll slide it on the inlet pipe. And then for an outlet, I have basically a T, as you see here, with a little piece of pipe that goes through. And as you can see, I added another inch. So this is, the inlet pipe's 3/4 of an inch down from here. Then I went another inch to the center of this. So this is now an inch below my inlet pipe. And the way this will work is water will come in this hole and in this bucket. And when it fills up to the here, it'll just go out this drain right here. That's why you want to have this an inch lower, the hole, an inch lower than this inlet hole. And that will keep it flowing and trap the grease floating on the surface. Now, in addition, I have a couple of other things I want to do to this. I guess the worst thing you could have is water flowing in and stirring everything up in here and it just coming up and going out. That would defeat the purpose. So I want to sort of get the solids trapped down at the bottom. So one of the things I did buy was what they called a dirt trap. It's for people who wash their cars. all right, stuff can go through, like small solids and stuff, and it traps it at the bottom of the bucket. So I put a little piece of copper wire on so I can get it out. I'm just going to put this in right like that, right at the bottom. So that'll help trap any solids down there, and when water comes in, it won't agitate it. In addition, I took a piece of window screen metal. I'm rolling it into a diameter, right? Then I'm going to stick it in this hole. And you may wonder why I'm doing that. Well, the reason I'm doing that is I don't want anything coming up. If it does agitate and comes up, I don't want it to get out this hole. So I want to trap any solids in the bucket, and this will make just water go through the screen. And then when on some regular weekly basis or 2 weeks, I can just pull this out, clean it, and put it back in. So that's the beauty of the piece of screen. I think this will help a lot. And it goes all the way down to the bottom and rests on the black piece there. So that should work perfect for making sure nothing but just water gets out. So let's go install this and see how it works. Before I install, I'm going to stir it up a little. It's easy to do with no big heavy lid on there now. There we go. That assures it's not bound up at the bottom. Then I'm going to add one of these septic tank packets that's supposed to dissolve and put bacteria into the system and eats all the bad stuff that might get through. Then I take my assembly, and knowing I put a line there, see the line lines up with the inlet hole? That's so I know I can do this. And there we go. It's all set. And then I would normally just put this lid on loosely and cover it with a big cover, like you see here. And the purpose of all this just keeps the water off the plywood, and it allows me to get in there and check it. So now let's run some water. You can see it going in and how it works. Here's it working. Water coming in, filling up the bucket. You can see water coming in and water's going out. You can hear it. And that's working perfect. A lot of soap suds from the tub, but it seems to be working perfectly. Going through the screen and out. Perfect. Let's see how it does after a week or two. Well, this has been in for over a week, so let's uncover it and see how it's doing. You can see the plywood's still basically dry but dirty. And there's the bucket. And let me zoom in and show you. As you can see, the screen, it catches all the, oh, look at that. That's plugged with stuff, grease and other things, which kept it from going down, which is a good thing. The water level's nice and low, below the entry pipe, so that's a good thing. It seems to be working perfect. I guess it's just now a matter of keeping it cleaned out every week or so. So this should keep my gray well working perfect. This is a huge success.